Look at your mug. That simple, warm, comforting cup of tea. It's the most consumed drink in the world after water. You probably have it every day. But what if I told you that this innocent beverage is stained with the sweat of slaves, the silver of kings, and the blood of empires? I'm the caring guy, and today we're not just brewing tea. We're spilling the secret history of a leaf that literally shaped the modern world. Get ready, because the story of tea is 1,000 times more exciting than you think. Smash that like button if you're a tea lover, and let's dive into the story. Our story starts over 4,000 years ago in ancient China. Legend says the divine farmer, Shennong, a mythical inventor of agriculture, accidentally poisoned himself 72 times in one day. But before he could expire, a single leaf, a tea leaf, drifted into his mouth. He chewed it, and it revived him. While tea can't cure poison, archaeological proof shows it was cultivated in China 6,000 years ago, 1,500 years before the pyramids of Giza. At first, it wasn't a drink, but a vegetable, eaten with grain porridge. It took thousands of years for people to realize that heating and steeping the leaves unleashed that complex, delicious taste we know today. By the Tang Dynasty, tea wasn't just a drink. It was a phenomenon. China had a virtual monopoly on the world's only tea source. Tea became a subject of poetry, the favorite drink of emperors, and gave birth to the art of drawing elaborate pictures in the foam, the original espresso art. China held all the cards, and the rest of the world was desperate to play. In the 9th century, a Japanese monk brought the first tea seeds to Japan, where it evolved into the serene, profound Japanese tea ceremony. But the real global explosion happened in the 1600s, when Dutch traders finally brought the precious leaf to Europe. The English initially weren't impressed, until a Portuguese noblewoman named Catherine of Braganza married King Charles II in 1661. She brought her royal love for tea to the English court, and bam, tea became the ultimate status symbol for the British elite. By 1700, tea was selling for 10 times the price of coffee. This demand fueled a fierce global competition. The need to rush this lucrative cargo back to Europe first gave birth to the clipper ship, the fastest sailing vessels the world had ever seen. The tea trade was now a race for $1 billion prize. Now for the dark side of this cozy story. At first, Britain paid for all that glorious Chinese tea with silver, but they were losing too much wealth. Their solution? They forced the Chinese to trade their tea for a highly addictive substance, opium. This drug addiction crisis was catastrophic. In 1839, a Chinese official ordered the destruction of massive British opium shipments. This act of defiance triggered the First Opium War, which China sadly lost. They were forced to cede Hong Kong and open their ports, weakening their global standing for over a century. The British weren't done. They wanted to cut China out entirely. So they commissioned a botanist named Robert Fortune to commit what became one of history's most audacious acts of corporate espionage, the Great Tea Theft. Fortune disguised himself, snuck into China's sacred tea mountains, and illegally smuggled thousands of tea trees and skilled Chinese workers to India. This single act broke China's monopoly forever. And that is how the tiny leaf from the plant Camellia sinensis survived myths, funded empires, triggered wars, and eventually spread to every corner of the globe. From sugary Turkish tea to salty Tibetan butter tea, there are almost as many ways to prepare it as there are cultures on Earth. The next time you settle in with your cup, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey in your hands. It's not just a drink, it's history. Now I want to hear from you. What is your favorite kind of tea and what country does it come from? Let me know in the comments below. If you loved this hidden history, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do not miss the next amazing story we uncover. And check out this video right here for another lesson you won't believe. Until next time, stay caring and enjoy your brew.